Well, it's a social experiment to begin with, right? Some people could dismiss it as symbolic. And let's say it didn't reach its goal and it had, a couple of million people sign that. That would probably be called symbolic and maybe some social research. You could even do all 100 million that we're going to issue and you might end up calling it just social research. But it'd be pretty interesting social research. In the process of playing the game of getting to 100 million signatories of the treaty, the ripple effect that's caused by that is that people in very large numbers, larger numbers than the signers, have to examine what enough is. No two people answer that question the same, particularly on what there's not enough of, which is really the heart of the matter when you're asking, is there enough?
Okay.
And that is as different from person to person as a fingerprint. If that's true, think about what the volume of answers to that question will be when 100 million people actually sign the treaty, which means they would have had to ask the question in the first place. And now there's a bunch of people who never signed the treaty who ask the question too. There will be people who see t-shirts who will ask the question too. Each person who sees a t-shirt with the logo "Is There Enough" on it will be asking themselves something about their core identity, their core values, just by looking at what enough is. Because if I'm right that no two people answer the question the same way, then it means if you haven't asked it of yourself, you have an unasked question of yourself. But if we turn out to be more than symbolism, to actually be something approaching human constitutionality, not nation constitutionality, but human constitutionality, well, that's a pretty interesting experiment to begin with. That's not enough to sign this treaty, though. That's enough to follow our campaign, maybe.
Okay.
Why should any individual sign this treaty? And what are they taking on when they sign this treaty as well? They're taking on an oath, a commitment, not to us, not to me, not to, any ideology, just a single commitment to make agreement over war wherever possible.